Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. We will be running it back with Yubel, and I made a few minor changes. Got rid of a couple of cards, got rid of the Geist Grinder Golem since I don't think we'll be needing it anymore given how most board states end up these days, although I will miss it in instances where my opponent doesn't have a monster on field, because this deck really struggles putting a monster on the opponent's side of the field, and it doesn't exactly have a clean way to close out games that way. And I'm bringing back the evenly matches because just getting rid of the three cards that I honestly think added a bit too much fat to this deck. I haven't tested this yet. I've only played like one game with this build and it seemed fine, but we'll find out soon enough. Also, trim down on the super polymerizations. I've seen most builds carry only 2 or 1 or none at all, and I can understand that simply because it can get bricky, especially if you draw it at the wrong time. So having only 2 definitely feels a lot better already. Some builds actually don't even have Typhon, but it's one of the only ways that I can get to deal with monsters that don't exactly, well, get removed very easily. So there is that, and yeah, that's it for a little overview about these relatively small changes I made to this deck. Let's jump into these duels. Oh, my opponent made me go second, but I'm pretty fine going no matter where I'm going first or second, and opening with Maxi is always a good thing. Good God, I am dreading the day that we get the Mulcharmies in this game. And okay, good. Use it on that rather than the Ash Blossom. That is very, very Gucci indeed. And that would only mean one thing: you are a wombo combo deck that just doesn't want me to draw like 18 different cards. That could potentially propel me forward in this game. And let's see. And it's super heavy samurais, and I am not quite sure if we can even contest this. We're gonna find out soon enough, but my opponent did the scoop of shame simply because they did not get the pieces that they needed. Let's move on to the next duel. Let's see if I go well this time around. May go second again, but we have a Max C, so let us put the fear of God in my opponent and let's see if it goes anywhere. Opponent has a Maxi of the not a Maxi of their own. They have an Ash Blossom, so we can safely turn off interaction, and let's see what cards my opponent plays here. Good God, this field is all over the freaking place. And we are in a mirror match. Okay, this is going to be very, very headache inducing because, good God. And by the way, the one thing that probably the biggest benefit that this field has over all other fields is you get a free pet along with it. You have this shark thing that is just hanging around near the mate base. So it's like you have 2 mates going at once. And yeah, my opponent's gonna do their Yubel combo, quote unquote combo. But we're gonna see how far they go. So I'll just see you guys at the beginning of my turn. Okay, we're back, and my opponent set up a pretty decent board. We got another Maxi, but is sadly still disabled. Oh wait, no, it's not. We're not exactly in a good place here. I can try. So we're gonna see if we can get through this dance. We're going to bait out the interaction that my opponent could potentially have here. So we're gonna see how far we can go. What we can do instead is, ooh, now that I think about it, that is a very interesting. That's a very interesting placement of your Samsara These Nuts. That is actually fascinating. Now that I think about it. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to get this guy out. There we go. We're going to put him... Actually, no, we can put him here instead and bait out this instead rather than this one. So we're going to see if my opponent will even do such a thing, and well, we're going to find out soon enough. Alright, cool. We will attempt to absorb the Unchained Soul of Rage, and let's see if that gets a response out of my opponent, which I assume it will. And yeah, he's not going to do anything else. He's just going to do that, and then I want to bait out the Phantom of Yubel as much as possible, so we're going to do that here by using Max C. Because they're going to summon probably a couple of times during my turn. Maybe draw me 3 cards. We're gonna see where it gets us. All right, cool. That is exactly what I wanted to happen because I have a Nightmare Pain that can destroy the Grave Squirmer in my hand, and that will allow me to get a little bit more advantage. So we're going to see how far we go from here. And because I literally don't have anything on board, they cannot exactly do too much here. And yeah, they're just going to go into Unchained Soul of Anguish, so that is to be expected. And yeah, because Spirit of Yubel was destroyed, that is expected, and they get out the OG Yubel, and now we put down our own Nightmare Pain. I am scared about what the 2 pieces of back row are here. It could be another Called by the Grave, it could also be an Infinite Permanence. It is instead Escape of the Unchained. Can we only activate this once per turn? No, there is no such restriction. We can only use the effect, but we have an unlimited number of activations for Nightmare Pain, so we are still pretty Gucci in my book here. So we're going to find out what my opponent does with their Anguish. Okay, they're going to recycle, I believe. Yeah, and then Unchained Yama is going to resurrect one of their things, and then probably destroy the Yubel here. Because if they do it in the reverse order, Yubel is going to miss the timing, and that is not good in the slightest. Is this once per turn? I'm pretty sure this is once per turn. Yes, it's only once per turn. Good. Okay, they can't use the quick link again on my turn, so we're going to just do this. There we go. Another Nightmare Pain, and let's see how far we go from here. I believe we need to... yeah, we need to sacrifice the Grave Squirmer, and then we will revive the Samsara, these nuts, out of the graveyard, so that we can do our thing. At this point, actually, I'm going to get... I think I should get the other Grave Squirmer, yeah, because we already did our normal summon for the turn. So we'll just get the other Grave Squirmer, and we're going to see how far we go. So we'll activate the Grave Squirmer in the graveyard. They don't have anything. They literally don't, unless this last piece of back row is another form of removal. Although I forgot that Samsara of these nuts is also like pseudo removal as well. Yeah. We haven't lost, but if there's one thing about Yubel mirrors is chipping away at each other's life points is a very slow process. And also that was actually a very juicy thing. Oh shit, I forgot that they have that for them. But at least I got rid of one of the points of interaction, and oh okay, they recycled the Phantom as instead. That is actually surprisingly fine. I am not sure how far they're gonna go, but if they do manage to OTK me from here, I mean, they do have link lines, especially the ones involving fiends, and then somehow end up with access code talker. I don't know how that happens, you know, a bunch of demons gaining control of a robot, but you know, you just have to suspend your disbelief at that point. So I will still keep playing this out because Yubel mirrors take a long ass while to complete, unless of course they go to their through their OTK link lines rather, and kill me from there. So I'll just see you guys either at the next interesting point or at the next duel. My opponent made me go second again. I was gonna say I made me go first, and oh boy, let's see what happens this time. Alright, 3 for 3. We got a Maxi in the opening grip. Let's see what my opponent has for me here. They have an Ash Blossom. Alright, let's see how dead we are. So that happens, and Raikou, hold on, let me pet the good boy. Let me pet the good boy. Yes, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy right there? Do it again, yeah. Alright, so we're facing off against Washwall. So they're just going to have 2 monsters on board, potentially 3. I mean, until the new support comes along, Sword Soul is just going to be doing the combos that they've already been doing for like years now, ever since this archetype came out. With just a few deviations here and there, just to accommodate the new synchro monsters that have been coming out. But yeah, it's pretty boring at this point. It's pretty expected, especially if we don't have any interaction in hand. And we do have super polymerization that will allow us to potentially get into a super poly line that or rather super poly play that will allow us to just suck up their entire board. But we're going to find out when my draw comes up, so I'll see you guys there. And we're back, and I drew a Dark Beckoning base, so that is not nothing. But we only have to contend against one negate in particular, and it's the one that's on field. So as much as I want to lead with Dark Beckoning Beast here, and these two guys have well, we can suck up the Qixing Long Yuan. That's actually interesting. And we have a fire in hand, and he's also a fire attribute. So this is what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? We're going to put down some side of these nuts, and let's see if they quake in their boots just a little here. Because Qixing is only ever really going to... That is not how this works! Oh my god, good sir. So we're going to do this, and we'll destroy that, and prevent it from being... Well, quote-unquote prevent it from being negated. And then we're going to see how far we go from here. So we do this, and we can't do the search anymore because we already have Escape the Unchained in hand. So we're going to... What? I didn't even get a window to do that? Really? Holy shit. I didn't know that that was how it worked. Okay, we are probably dead now. Either I see you guys at the next interesting point or at the next duel. So I'll see you guys there. Won the die roll for once, so let's see what is going to happen here. My opponent has an extra thick deck, like Jesus Christ! I am not too sure how this is going to pan out, but if anything, it's going to start by us summoning a Phantom of Yubel by returning the 2 cards that we have in hand, and then we have nothing but interaction, like for whatever it is my opponent's gonna do. Normally I would set the Super Poly here, but you know what? I still think we should, just to bait out whatever my opponent could potentially have here. Because having an extra thick deck means that they could literally have anything, and it will be fine for them, hopefully, quote unquote. So we're going to see how far this goes. Okay, Bestial Rebellion literally already screams branded to me. So we're going to use Max C here, and we'll save Phantom of Yubel for something far more critical. Usually when they start fusion laddering, that's when you should do the thing, you know, as they say. So we're going to see what we do here, and when we do indeed get to Phantom of Yubel, we're going to get the OG Yubel out so that we can suck up their board potentially, and or you know, they could just not play into Maxi at all and just pass the turn back, because good god, I can't exactly kill them with a 0 attack monster, and that is exactly what they're doing. They're probably... Oh, okay, they're still gonna push. Alright, cool. That is... I mean, that is brave of them, so there is that. But we're going to see how far they go. They could just set up their board for potentially next turn, because again, I am empty-handed, and if they don't play into Max C, I will not be able to refresh my hand, like, at all. So there is that. Okay, they made me draw 1 card at least, so there is that. We're going to see what happens. Okay, sure. They just do that, and do I allow that to happen? Of course not. If I allow that to happen, they will start fusion laddering up, and they could also have other levels of monsters, because Cartesia is a tuner. So there is that, and we'll destroy that. Thank you very much, and we will activate the effect. Then we'll summon OG Yubel out. There we go. And then what else do you need to do here, opponent? Unless of course they use the Pizza Hut here, which is, I mean, they could also do it, you know, more than the other stuff. And okay, they're just gonna pass back. As much as I want to use a Super Poly here, I think we're just going to let that be, because Cartesia is a quick effect, so they can use that even during my turn. And it could end up badly for us there. And we already have a really good discard fodder in evenly matched for whatever ails us here. So we're going to do our thing and get Dark Beckoning Beast out, and we could also revive the Spirit of Yubel from here, because we're going to get the Spirit Gates, and that will allow us to do our thing here. And so that happens. Let's see. I mean, whenever it passes back to my opponent, the game pauses a little, so that automatically means that they have interaction like somewhere in these 5 cards, and we're going to keep pushing buttons here until my opponent like gives in. So we're going to get our other search, I mean. And then we're going to discard a card and revive the Spirit of Yubel so that we can get some attacking going. And we're going to actually discard the evenly match, because that is not exactly going to help us in this exact situation, because we have already been doing our thing here. And okay, I mean, to be expected that they will banish the thing, and we don't exactly have easy access to it, so we're just going to allow them to do it. That is fine by me. That is exactly what I was expecting them to do anyway. So there is that. And now that I think about it, we can even like just suck up their board completely. So there is that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use Infinite Impermanence, and I will actually try to negate Blazing Artesia here, forcing them to activate it here, so that I can suck up their board with Super Polymerization. Okay, she only fusions from the field, right? Hand or field as material. Oh no, what are the odds that you have 2 cards in your hand that can potentially get you out of this situation? Well, I will not allow that, unfortunately. Alright. Now that I think about it, there could have been a smarter play. The smarter play would have been to just wait for him to activate his Cartesia, but I don't want to wait. I just want to shotgun it now. And let's see what happens, you know, for science. So we get 4, and then he gets burned for each monster that was used as material. So they get a nice hefty bit of well, quote-unquote burn damage. They'll take, I believe, yeah, 500 per, so that's 2,000. And we're going to see how much more can my opponent take. And again, I can't kill them because you know, Loving Defender has 0 attacks, so there is that. Oh, that is, man, I love the fact that Branded is so freaking desperate for extenders that they will use stuff like Fusion Duplication just to get where they need to go. Oh my god. You guys can just stop coping now, okay? Just find another fusion. You know, Gem Knights are getting new support, okay? And is he gonna use it to fusion away this? Okay, sure. That is fine. You find a way to out the Loving Defender, sure. Let's see how far they go. I mean, I'm still at a healthy 8,000, but we're both like in garbage down here. We have nothing in hand, barely anything in graveyard, but I can do this. I'll shuffle these 2 back in, but I can't believe I can actually do that. So we do this, and boop, there we go. Alright, I still have a threat. There we go. I still have a wall. You still can't attack into me, good sir. And I can still quote-unquote negate your effects. So there is that. So let's see what happens here. My opponent is going to search a dragon. It could be any dragon. I mean, it's branded, so it could literally be like any of the dragons in their suite. But yeah, it's usually the bestials. So we're going to see how much further they can go from here. Good God, this was probably the worst recording I've had to date. I had like 6 losses. I even cut some of the duels that were just too miserable to watch. And I'm just including the more interesting ones. Well, at least watchable. There we go. I think that's the word. The stuff that's watchable, quote unquote. The other ones are just like absolute stompings. And I'm not going to include that for because I don't think you guys will want to watch that one either. And I should be the one suffering for you guys, not the other way around. So there is that. So let's see how far my opponent goes from here. Getting the Saronir down, banishing his own Pizza Hut. And do you really think I will take that bait? No, I will wait for your Mirror Jade to activate its ability, and that's the only time I will activate the Phantom of Yubel, because it's literally the only thing that is keeping me alive in this exact situation. So we're going to see. And yep, cycling the Pizza Hut here. That is to be expected. Draws one card. Let's see how much my opponent goes here, if any at all. I mean, again, they cannot hit through or over the Phantom of Yubel, even if they tried, unless of course they find a way to negate its effect, which is I'm not quite sure Branded has in their suite. They would have to. No, that is fine. Unless it's like the what was the name? Druis Worm, which sends the monster to the graveyard. So there is that. And by the way, I found out recently that Druis Worm bypasses certain types of protection, or I think it just bypasses protection entirely because it puts the onus on the player, or it's non-targeting. It's one of those two. And I quite literally lost a game because of that specific interaction. So there is that. And my opponent's still going because again, I will not use Phantom of Yubel here until Mirror Jade does its thing. Because there is absolutely no way they're going to be able to punch through Phantom of Yubel, because this thing cannot be destroyed by battle, nor can I take any battle damage involving this thing. So it's a very, very dependable wall, and they're going through their tier limit lines as well. Okay, that is to be expected. Okay, so this is going to take a lot longer than I thought. I think I'm going to wait for the Kit Kalos part now. Because this send banish one monster on the field. Alright, cool. And cannot use this effect next turn. That is fine. I think I should still wait on Mirror Jade here. Technically, it's not a negate. Now that I think about it, like it could still push through, but definitely if Squid Heart here does his thing, I am going to need to shotgun the Phantom of Yubel here. So we're going to see, and this combo is going to take a while, so I'll just see you guys at the point where Squid Heart makes his presence known on the board. Okay, my opponent is doing it now, but instead of going for Squid Heart, they went for Rule Kalos instead. That is interesting. I think it's in preparation for me just going through this line and summoning a Yubel from the deck, and to be honest, it's a smart way of going about it. So now my odds of getting out of this situation has gone horribly, horribly low, and I am not too sure if I can even survive past this turn. So either I see you guys, and okay, yeah, they searched Mercurier, I believe, during one of their lines, or they already had it in hand for the most part, and yeah, I am definitely dead, but at least it's not banished, so that's a moral victory in my book. And they had to banish the Bestial Lubellion. Oh my god, why? So you can... No, Branded Regain is only once per turn, so you need a couple more points of damage on board in order to do your thing. And this isn't lethal, but I don't think I'll be able to survive until next turn. So either I somehow claw my way out of this, or just see you guys in the next duel. Going first, and let's see if my opponent has any interaction for what I'm about to do here. And normally I would put the, just put the Phantom of Yubel like straight up out here, but I think we can do slightly better than that. So we're going to use Nightmare Pain here as a starter. So we're going to use this to destroy the Spirit of Yubel that we have in hand. We got Ash Blossom, so that's actually fine. That just means we have an Ash Blossom out of the way, and that will allow us to do more broken stuff moving forward. So that is actually, again, it's actually fine. It's actually fine because we have a Super Polymerization in hand, yogs. So we're going to just get Phantom of Yubel out and just show my opponent that, hey, I wasn't exactly behind, I was just baiting you out of your interaction. So we're going to do that, and yeah, just pass to our opponent, and we have a Max C. We have absolutely no idea what opponent could potentially have. It could be Kashtira, so we're going to do it at their draw step and just bait the Maxi out right then and there. They have a second Ash Blossom. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay then, we could do it now rather than later, so why not? We have no cards in hand anyway, so we might as well, just shotgun it here. Try to draw our cards. That just means that my opponent could potentially have a wombo combo deck, so So we're going to do the thing here, and we're going to get Spirit of Yubel, and then we'll special summon OG Yubel out, put them on the rightmost side of the field, and let's challenge our opponent to do their combo through a Yubel that they have to attack to. And it is indeed, it's either Kashtira or it's Stun. There are only a handful of decks that can play this, and it is indeed Kashtira. Alright, cool. So at this stage, I'm actually just going to let them do their combo until they get to the Arise Heart, and I'll just eat up their board at that point. And once that happens, they will be crying. And no, we're not gonna do. We're literally not going to do anything until they exceed summon here. So there is that. So it was the right call to use the Phantom Yubel there, because we are now going to basically make back what we lost here. So hippie, and this is just a discard one card, correct? Yes. So it doesn't matter that we are under a banish effect here, and we lost. We lost one copy of something that we have three of, and although losing this is somewhat huge because there's only two of them in the deck, so we're going to see how far my opponent goes from here. I mean, they could just go into Arise Heart here and just let it be, but I'm going to eat it away, unfortunately. Okay, going to Shangri-La. Okay, cool, that is to be expected, but I'm gonna let you keep going here, opponent. I'm gonna let you keep going here, and I'll just bash into Shangri-La for an easy couple thousand points of damage. What in the actual fuck? You have that in this deck in particular? What the hell, opponent? I am so going to check your deck list after the fact, because I've only seen Shining Sarcophagus and the associated cards with it like a handful of times, but never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that it would be paired with Kashtira. So we're going to see how far my opponent goes here. I mean, yeah, sure, do your thing, but I do not know what my opponent is doing now, because I have barely read anything that's, again, correlating to these new set of cards. They're just going to do their searches, sure. Again, I'm just going to wait until they commit something huge to the board, or at least try to interact with whatever is happening here. So we're going to see, and okay, they're flooding the board, sure, that is fine. Increase level by the number of cards drawn. Increases level by the number drawn. Sure, I drew one. Sure, there you go. Have a level. You're not exactly a tuner yet, so there is that. Silent Magician and Silent Swordsman 0. So we have basically the baby forms of Silent Magician and Swordsman, which is honestly really cute. And then there's also like Gadget Trio, where it's the three gears fused into one. This is basically like if Yugi Moto had a modern deck, it would be this exact like deck right here. And is he going to attack? I'm assuming he won't. He's just going to like leave everything on board. And moving to battle phase. Oh, right, because the Yubel Nightmare Pain has the clause there where they have to attack. So yeah, they will take double damage. I don't think they're dead though. But yeah, they have nothing. Why would you scared me so much there? But I'm going to check your deck list in post. Good God, we're gonna cut it here. I had such a long string of losses, and I'm actually really hungry right now. So it's time for me to have a bit of a munchie before I move on to the next part of my recording. So that was, I mean, if you want a disappointing video, then it's going to be one of those days, unfortunately. And if you somehow like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.